My top 6 transfers to the Pac-12 Conference are as follows. Number 1, Caleb Williams. No surprise here, the transfer from Oklahoma. I mean, look, when Lincoln Riley got hired, it was a seismic shift in college football, only to be met by the transfer of Caleb Williams to USC to play, of course, for Lincoln Riley in this system. I think he's a 1%er. I think all the hype it's a little overhyped now, but I think by the end of his career, it will be worth it. I think he's that special of an individual. Number 2 is a teammate now of Caleb Williams. It's Jordan Addison, the former Pitt Panther and reigning Biletnikoff Award-winning wide receiver, is now catching passes at the Coliseum. No longer is he in Heinz Field. So I expect him to create and make explosive plays all season long. His speed is unquestioned. His playmaking ability was on display a year ago. And I think with Lincoln Riley in this offense, we're going to see it again. He's my number 2 transfer to the league. Number 3, it's Cameron Ward. Transfers from Incarnate Ward to play for his former head coach, now offensive coordinator, Eric Morris. Now, Cameron Ward was the most sought-after quarterback other than Caleb Williams in the transfer portal. A lot of schools around the country were trying to get him to come to their campus. He decides to go to Pullman. I think he's going to thrive there in this system that he already has mastery in. Number 4, Beau Nix. He's not necessarily the starter just yet at Oregon, but I think Beau Nix, if he is named the starter, will have a massive impact. We're talking about a guy who started as a true freshman at Auburn, won huge games. Oregon fans, you remember the game that I'm talking about, as a true freshman, and left as the starter. It wasn't as though he was beat out at Auburn. He could have been the starter there, but he wanted a fresh start, so he goes up to Eugene to play for Dan Lanning. If he wins this job, I think it's going to be a monumental impact on this team. Number 5, Michael Penix, University of Washington. He transfers from IU, Indiana, where he is reunited with his former OC, Kalen DeBoer. And remember, a couple years ago when Michael Penix was healthy under Kalen DeBoer, he was one of the hottest players in the country. He's healthy now. I think they can recreate some of that magic in Husky Stadium for UW. And then finally, number 6 is Jake Bobo, the wide receiver transfer from Duke. To me, I comp him to Drake London. He's that type of player who's going to command that type of attention, and he's similar size. He's all a 6'5", 235. He can move, he can jump, he can position his body. He's going to make plays on third downs in the red zone for Chip Kelly. And if you follow UCLA, you know Chip Kelly is as good as anyone in the country at moving and positioning his players to be advantageous on offense. Jake Bobo, I think he's going to have a massive year, and I predict he ends up as a first-team all-conference wide receiver. So there you have it, my top 6 transfers into the Pac-12 Conference.